Yo, what is up guys, and today I'm gonna teach you how to do a shrimp risotto. So first step you want to do, if you pull your chicken stock, that you need to have a fresh batch of chicken stock. Do not use any canned garbage or this will not be quality risotto. So first thing you want to do is, I took my chicken stock out of the freezer, so wherever you had it, because that's where I stored it at after I made a fresh batch of chicken stock the other night. So what you're going to do is you're going to want that to thaw out a little bit first for a while if you're pulling it from the freezer. And then put a good amount of that in a saucepan, heat it up, bring it to a simmer, and just let it get it kind of warm. You want it to be pretty hot, but not boiling. It doesn't have to be boiling, but you want the chicken stock to be hot so that when you go to add it to the risotto, it's ready to go. Once you have your chicken stock heating up, what you can do is, what I'm doing in the meantime is heating up the shrimp. And cooking them, par cooking them, not full cooking them, because shrimp don't take that long to cook, and you really don't need that long to cook shrimp. So I put some butter, some garlic in a saute pan on the other side, as you can see. Just let that kind of heat up, let the pan get hot, and I'll show you guys the next step. Gonna get ya. Alright guys, next step. You can transfer your saucepan of chicken stock and just put it on your table or your countertop, somewhere else off the stove for a second. You want to get a large saucepan, another one, and put a slab of butter in there. Put a good amount of butter, but not too much. And put grab some finely chopped onions. You want to finely chop a little bit of onions and put just enough in the saucepan. And what you're going to do is you're going to sweat those onions in the butter. This is the first step to making a proper risotto. Now as you can see here, I have my shrimp I just inserted into the saute pan, and I'm just going to keep these on low so they don't overcook, because if I turn on high heat right now, this early in the stage process, it's going to overcook and they're going to go to shit. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just heating them up. I have my risotto ready to go. Now after you sweat your butter, your onions in your butter, then you're going to add your arborio rice or cannoli rice. Arborio rice is the main rice for risotto. That's the rice I would recommend. And basically, you're just going to pour the rice in, and you're going to coat the rice in the fat. Like the butter and the onions, you're going to coat it in that mixture. And then after that, I'll show you guys the next step. Alright guys, so now is the time to add the arborio rice. Once you've sweated the onions long enough, just pour it all in, whatever the amount the recipe says that you're using. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of coat it in the butter fat of a spatula. And just kind of stir it around gently. Don't need to whisk vigorously. It's not like it's making a hollandaise or something. Just kind of slightly coat it. And yeah, I'll show you guys the next step. Alright, so once your rice is in the saucepan, now you're going to gradually add just enough chicken stock. Do not dump the whole amount of chicken stock in there or your risotto will be ruined. Just put like a cup or just enough chicken stock to get the stock absorbed in the rice. Stir it around. If you don't stir risotto and you just step away for a long time and just let it cook, it's going to also be ruined because risotto is required to be stirred constantly. Now you don't have to stir it every second, but you should be keeping a close eye on it just until it's al dente or cooked and done. Otherwise your risotto will probably go to shit. So yeah, just stir it around, don't stop stirring, and then what you're gonna do is, once the rice is absorbed enough in the first amount of chicken stock you poured into it, you're gonna add a little more chicken stock, and you're gonna repeat this process as it continues. Alright guys, so next step. You always want to make sure you're taste testing your food. If you are not taste testing and you're a home cook or a professional cook, if you aren't tasting your food, you need to start doing it with either a spoon or just in between cooking or even at the end of cooking. Because at the end of the day, whoever's eating your food is going to be trying it if you're making it, for not just yourself. And if you don't try the food, you're not going to know how it is. I see so many cooks, they make good food, or they make decent food, or any food, and then they don't try their own food. until it's ready to be served. You gotta taste test. So next step, I put my shrimp back on the stove because I figure the rice will soon be done. You want it to be nice and creamy. It should be getting thicker with the chicken stock as you're whisking it or stirring it vigorously over the next few minutes. And basically just turn the shrimp again on low, and by the time your risotto's done, your shrimp are not going to take much longer to cook. They're really not. Shrimp does not take long to cook at all. As you can see, I'm around the third or fourth stage right now, and I added more chicken stock. This is what you do with risotto. A little bit of chicken stock, pause, stir, a little more chicken stock until it becomes al dente. As you can see, my rice is starting to get thicker and creamier. This is what you're looking for. This is how you make top quality risotto. Alright guys, next step. Once your rice is finished and your risotto is done, top it off, finish it off with some Parmesan cheese, fresh, grated, or whatever you want to use. Some fresh thyme, some fresh parsley, and yeah. You can top it really with anything you want. You don't have to listen to a goddamn word I'm saying. But these are the toppings I find that make a risotto restaurant quality and delicious. So yep. Alright guys, so once your risotto is done, you transfer the saucepan to the table or wherever you're going to serve it and plate it. You can finish the shrimp last. I added a little more butter because that's just me. And I also added some, well, it's going to have parsley in it anyway because the risotto has parsley in it. But basically, as you can see, I'm just poking them with a fork to see if it's done. You do not want the shrimp to turn tough, but you want it to be properly cooked and perfectly cooked, and you also don't want it to be underdone. So yeah, just let that shrimp finish cooking off and then add to the risotto when it's done. Gonna teach ya. What's up guys? This is what your risotto should look like. Ain't that beautiful, al dente? Gonna get ya.